Hi guys, this is Mrs. Obdyke. I'm going to be going over the homework that you asked me to go over. Right now the curves that were the homework for the 17th, I got information that you wanted me to do 3 and 4. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So number 3 is y equals, let's see if you can see that. Okay, cool. Y equals -3 sine of 4x plus 4. Now, a lot of people got confused with this, and people put parentheses around this. This did not have parentheses. That's because this had no phase shift. It started at 0. Okay, you had an amp of 3. You had a frequency of 4, which meant your period ended at 2 pi over 4, which is pi over 2. Okay, this is where you ended. There was no phase shift, so you started at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you ended at pi over 2. These were some of the first ones we did where we weren't phase shifting, but there's what we call this right here. That is a vertical shift. So that meant it moved up 4. So if it starts at 0 and ends at pi over 2, halfway, half of a half is pi over 4. And from 0 to pi over 4, half of a quarter is pi over 8, which meant you were moving by 1/8. So this would be 1/8. This is 2/8 in reduced form. So this is 3/8. And then this would be 4/8, and then it would reduce down. Okay, it was shifted up 4. So I'm going to draw it like this and put my midline at 4. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, my starting at 0, then I'm going to pi over 8, pi over 4, 3 pi over 8, and pi over 2. All right, it is a sine graph, so it's going to start at the midline. So the first point at 0 at the midline. Be careful, this was negative. So instead of going up, and where's it going up to? It's an amp of 3, so it goes up 3 units, 1, 2, 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7, down 3, 3, 2, 1. But it's negative, so the next point is down. Then it goes up. Then it went up to the positive amp, and then back to the midline. So the graph is an inverted sine curve. And I'm just showing you one period, but you would continue on. Okay, so I know a lot of people had problems with that one in that homework. And number 4. So let's go over number 4. Number 4 is y equals -2 cosine, parentheses, 2, 3x minus 2 over there. Okay, so this one had a phase shift, no vertical shift. So it moved left or right, but it didn't go up or down, and it is also negative. So my amp is 2, my frequency is 2/3, my period is 2 pi over 2/3, which when you divide that is just going to become 3 pi. You got to do the math there, guys. You're dividing by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. 1/4 of 3 pi is 3 pi over 4. Okay, and the starting point, I'll do that here. Starting point is 2/3 x minus 2 pi equals 0. 2/3 x equal 2 pi. Multiply by the reciprocal, multiply by the reciprocal. X is 3 pi. Okay, so I'm starting at 3 pi, but I'm moving by 3/4. So I want to change this to a denominator over 4. Technically, it's a denominator over 1. So this would become 12 pi over 4. Okay. Let's draw this graph with my new starting point of 12 pi over 4, and I'm moving by 3 pi. So this would be 15 pi over 4. This is 18 pi over 4. This is 21 pi over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one more 5 is 24 pi over 4. It's a cosine, so we're going to start at the amp being 2. However, it's negative again. So my first point usually starts up here, but now I'm going to start it down here. Then go to the midline. It was no vertical shift. And so here is one complete curve. Okay, so I hope, and of course you would continue the curve, but I'm just going to stop there. All right, I hope that cleared it up for everyone who needed help on that homework.